If you're ending your stroke here, this is exactly what makes you slower every single lap. Most swimmers rush their stroke, and instead of pulling the water all the way back, you're cutting your stroke short and losing speed. That's why it feels like you're swimming hard, but your stroke rate and your fatigue keep increasing. I'm Dasha, a former swimmer and a coach with over 15 years of professional swimming experience, and in this video, I'll show you how to fix that. I'll show you how to get more distance per stroke and simple drills to practice it. Let's go. Your underwater stroke consists of 4 elements: your entry, your catch, your pull, and the back of your pull, or we also call it an exit. And I know that catch is very important. It's where you set yourself up for the stroke. It will determine how much water you're pulling, and we all talk about this high elbow catch, but the back of your pull is as important as the catch. And the reason being is because if you cut your stroke short, and I tend to see that many swimmers cut their stroke short somewhere around their waist, that means that now you're not moving as much forward, you don't have as much propulsion, and you're just wasting all that water that you're catching from the beginning, and you're not able to actually pull all the way back. You are taking more strokes, but you're getting more fatigued and not moving as much and as fast through the water. So what you really want to do, you want to finish your stroke by your side. And by the way, I've created 30 different ways you can improve your freestyle, your technique, your speed, and your endurance, and it's absolutely for free. You can find this down in the description below. Go check this. I tend to see many swimmers think that, oh, catch is the most important part of your stroke, and it is, but where you get that push and that propulsion is from the back of your pull, or we call it an exit. So don't rush into the next catch until you finish this stroke, the actual stroke, because this is going to give you eventually more propulsion forward than just rushing through your catch. The way you want to pull the water all the way back is when your hand is facing back. So you want to pull it back and not up. The reason being is if you're pulling, and you're pushing the water up, this is going to be really difficult for you to get your arm out of the water for the recovery. You can also compromise that easy and relaxed recovery, and you don't want to have that. And also, you won't get that much propulsion if you're pulling all the way up and not back. So ideally, what you want to have, you want to be catching the water with a high elbow position, grabbing it, pulling all the way back, and making sure that your hand, your palm is facing back. And that way you know that you're pulling with the right angle and you're having a lot of propulsion forward. Another thing, you don't necessarily have to flick the back of your pull. You can still keep it nice but strong, making sure that you finish by your side. And as a cue for you, for example, you can try to stand even on the dry land, and see where your thumb is touching your thigh. That is where you want to finish your stroke in the water. So for example, if you're finishing at your waist or even a little lower than that, and not actually with your straight arm touching your thigh by your side, that means that you're not getting as much propulsion as you could have. So always make sure when you swim, as a cue for you, you're finishing your stroke and touching your thigh with your thumb. And that's how you know you're actually pulling all the way back and making sure that you're getting that propulsion forward. What I tend to see with many swimmers is usually they cut their stroke on their non-breathing arm. And so, for example, for many people, their non-dominant arm, which is non-breathing arm, is left. So you tend to cut your stroke on your left arm. So I want you to make sure, and when you're swimming, to really focus on that non-dominant arm, because just by fixing that one arm, the non-dominant arm, and making sure that you pull all the way back, you can have more propulsion. You can also improve your time and take less strokes and get less fatigued. And by the way, if you're a complete beginner, you absolutely have no idea what I'm talking about right now, and you want to learn how to swim from 0 to your first 500 meters or even more, then I have a 6-week beginner swim program that's going to take you step by step, and you're not going to just, come to the pool and do some random things. So go check this down in the description below. Enjoy. Another thing, cutting your stroke short is a very critical mistake, but it's very easy to fix this. And usually when we learn a new swimming technique or a new angle, we learn how to swim with a high elbow catch, or we learn a new breathing pattern, it's very uncomfortable and it's difficult in the beginning because you have to teach your muscles to do it the right way, to swim the right way, Sometimes you feel like it's uncomfortable, or you're wondering if you're doing it the right way. But with this mistake, the cutting the stroke mistake, I tend to see that many swimmers, they fix this mistake quite quickly, and as soon as you know that you cut your stroke short, you just need to put that effort into pull all the way back. You don't necessarily have to change any angle or change your breathing pattern or whatever it is. You just need to, as soon as you know that you have this cutting stroke mistake, you just need to constantly think about this as you're swimming, and then you're going to be able to fix this and gonna pull all the way back. Now let's talk about the drills. I have 4 drills that are going to help you fix this cutting stroke mistake. And the first drill is the dog paddle drill. Great drill. You're going to put on the fins and the snorkel for this drill, and you're going to keep your entire stroke underwater. So the same concept, yeah, you're just going to move your arms like in the dog paddle way. So you're going to catch and pull, and once you finish that back of your pull, you're going to bring your arm back for the entry, for the recovery, yeah? And in this drill, why it's such a great drill, especially for fixing this cutting stroke mistake, because you can see your stroke underwater. You don't have to get distracted by breathing or anything else. You're going to wear fins, you're going to wear the snorkel, you're going to stay high on the top of the water and just control that exact part of your stroke, yeah? So the dog paddle drill. Another drill which is similar to the dog paddle drill is the double pull drill. Similar concept. You're going to move your arms entirely under the water. You're not going to take your arms for the recovery. And here you're going to take a stroke, yeah, and go with that pull and push all the way back, but just with both arms at the same time. So like the butterfly stroke. So again, you can do this drill in snorkel and in fins. You're going to kick, do the flatter kick and breathe in a snorkel so you're not getting distracted, and make sure that you're setting yourself up for that high elbow catch and pushing that water all the way back with your palms, your hands facing back. That's very important, and not up. Yeah, you don't have to flick it or do it super excessively, like go with this palm out of the water. So just make sure that you're pulling all the way back and almost like swiping the thigh with your thumb. Another drill is a simple single arm drill. The reason I love this drill is so much is because you can just isolate one side and practice that stroke, whatever you're focusing on. That's why single arm drill can work on many different aspects of your stroke, whether it's your catch, whether it's your pull, whatever mistake it is, it's gonna help you to focus only on one part, so on one arm, making sure that you're really thinking about whatever part of your stroke you're trying to improve, really perfecting this, and then moving to the other arm, yeah? Again, the same concept here. You're going to put on the fins, making sure that you're breathing to the working arm side, and there are 2 options that you can have here. You can have your arm out front and then just taking strokes, breathing to the working arm side, or you can have that arm next to your side, and then you just also do the same. So like taking strokes and breathing to the working arm side. Again, here, think about that underwater stroke, think about the entire stroke, starting from the high elbow catch and pulling all the way back. And the idea here, especially on your non-dominant arm, that you're like intentionally thinking about the end of your stroke and making sure that you're finished all the way back. And the last drill that we have is the schooling drill, but we are going to do the back school. Yep. So how you're going to move your arms, you're going to just have that entire school, yeah, at the back. So just moving your arms from the waist past your hip and then bringing your palms up. It's technically not like a figure 8 motion. So you're just going to bring your arms up and then push them all the way back. So this is such a great drill because it's going to only work on the part of that back of your pull, not on your catch, not on your pull, but just really making sure that you learn and you get used to keeping that arm, yeah, keeping that hand at the back and really stretching that hand, stretching that arm, making sure that you extend that arm and that you're pulling all the way back. And now, if you want to learn more, then go check this video right here. YouTube is going to recommend. I think it's going to be really useful for you. Comment what is your problem in swimming right now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.